A hotel in Germany tells an Israeli family, "No Jews allowed." The fallout was immediate. Outrage, investigations, diplomatic anger, and accusations that Europe is witnessing a dangerous resurgence of anti-Semitism. As authorities step in and tensions spread beyond Germany, a troubling question emerges. How deep does this problem now run? A hotel booking rejection in Germany has sparked outrage, triggered an official investigation, and reignited concerns about rising anti-Semitism across Europe. Authorities in Bavaria are examining allegations that a hotel refused accommodation to Israeli guests because of their Jewish background, after a message reportedly sent to a customer stated that there are no Jews allowed at the hotel. The controversy emerged after Israel's Consul General for southern Germany, Talya Lador, shared a screenshot of the response on social media.
Are we back in the 1930s? A hotel responded to an Israeli as follows: "Sorry, there are no Jews allowed in our hotel. I'm glad that Booking.com has banned this hotel from its website."
The incident has since drawn widespread condemnation. The hotel involved, Hotel Zoomhirschen in Bavaria, initially denied the incident, before later acknowledging that an employee had sent the message. The establishment has since apologised to the Israeli family and offered them a free one-week stay. In a written apology, the hotel said the message did not reflect its values and described the response as wrong. The hotel's junior director, Andreas Vogel, told German media that the message did not represent the establishment's worldview. According to the hotel, staff mistakenly believed the reservation request was linked to fraudulent activity. The family-run business, which has reportedly operated for more than a century, has since sent an apology email to the guest and to the Bavarian State Chancellery, the executive office of the state premier.
So you can get to know us personally and to prove to you that we are not bad people who discriminate against others. It was definitely wrong of us to respond in that way in the chat. The hotel has been struggling with fake bookings and phishing attempts via large platforms for some time, with customer data said to have been stolen repeatedly. The request from Israel had also wrongly been assumed to be a fake booking. However, it is extremely important to us that you understand that this remark was not directed at people of the Jewish faith, but was made out of frustration at the numerous fake bookings. Nevertheless, this was unacceptable and must not happen in a professional business.
Despite the explanation, the case has now been referred to Bavaria's Justice Ministry. Officials are examining the incident alongside the state's Commissioner for Combating Anti-Semitism. One possible avenue under consideration is whether the message could constitute incitement to hatred under German criminal law. Meanwhile, tensions involving Israel have also emerged elsewhere in Europe. Slovenian authorities reportedly denied permission for an Israeli passenger aircraft operated by Israir Airlines to land in the capital, Ljubljana. The aircraft was diverted to neighbouring Croatia. Israir described the decision as a violation of European Union aviation agreements. Israel's foreign ministry condemned the move as completely unacceptable, while Transportation Minister Miri Regev said the decision directly affected Israeli citizens and warned that Israel would respond using all available tools. As investigations continue in Bavaria, the hotel controversy has become part of a wider discussion about anti-Semitism, discrimination, and Israel's increasingly strained relations with some parts of Europe. A hotel in Osh, Kyrgyzstan, has sparked international outrage after displaying a sign reading "Jews and animals are not allowed," prompting condemnation from Israeli officials and an ongoing police investigation. The sign, reportedly placed outside the Villa Hotel in Osh, featured the phrase in English, Kyrgyz, and Russian, alongside symbols of a dog and the Star of David crossed out. Israel's embassy to the Republic of Kazakhstan and the Kyrgyz Republic condemned the message in strong terms.
The Embassy of the State of Israel to the Republic of Kazakhstan and Kyrgyz Republic strongly condemns the appearance of a sign in one of the hotel in the city of Osh in Kyrgyz Republic containing openly anti-Semitic and offensive statement.
In an ex-post, the mission added that such acts are unacceptable and violate basic principles of equality and human dignity.
Such manifestations are unacceptable and contradict the fundamental principles of respect, equality, and human dignity. We are convinced that any forms of discrimination based on ethnicity, religion, or any other grounds must receive a clear and unequivocal response.
The incident quickly drew attention across local and international media, including reports by Kyrgyz outlet Cactus.media. Hotel management distanced itself from the decision, stating the sign was installed by the building's owner.
We are tenants and opposed this decision, but the owner insisted. The day before, law enforcement representatives held an explanatory conversation, and the sign has already been removed. We understand that such a sign should not have been put up, but unfortunately we were unable to influence the situation.
Authorities confirmed they launched an investigation after receiving reports on April 20th.
During the inspection, the scene was examined, witnesses were questioned, and relevant expert analyses were assigned. At present, investigative measures are ongoing.
Following the backlash, the sign was removed, with Israeli Ambassador Yoav Bistritsky welcoming the response from Kyrgyz authorities.
I welcome the swift action by the authorities in Kyrgyzstan to remove the anti-Semitic and offensive sign, and to open a criminal investigation against those responsible. Such hatred has no place in any society. I will continue to follow the matter closely.
Kyrgyzstan, a predominantly Muslim country of about 7.4 million people, has a small Jewish community of roughly 400 individuals, according to the World Jewish Congress. While the sign has been taken down, the incident has raised broader concerns about rising intolerance and the need for swift accountability when hate crosses into the public sphere.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has accused Australia's leadership of fueling anti-Semitism, hours after a deadly shooting at a Hanukkah celebration at Sydney's Bondi Beach. Gunmen opened fire during an event marking the first night of Hanukkah, killing at least 11 people and wounding dozens more. Australian authorities described the attack as a targeted anti-Semitic act of terror. One of the suspected attackers was also killed. Speaking on December 14th in the southern Israeli town of Dimona, Netanyahu said he had warned Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese months ago that Canberra's policies were encouraging anti-Semitism.
On August 17th, about 4 months ago, I sent Prime Minister Albanese of Australia a letter in which I gave him warning that the Australian government's policy was promoting and encouraging anti-Semitism in Australia. I wrote, "Your call for a Palestinian state pours fuel on the anti-Semitic fire. It rewards Hamas terrorism. It emboldens those who menace Australian Jews and encourages the Jew hatred now stalking your streets."
Netanyahu described the Sydney shooting as a deliberate act of murder and said the consequences of inaction were now visible.
Action against anti-Semitism, didn't happen in Australia. And a terrible thing happened there today. A cold-blooded murder. The number of victims is rising every minute to my sorrow. We've seen evil at its lowest, and we've also seen Jewish bravery at its peak.
Netanyahu went on to accuse the Australian government of failing to confront what he called a growing threat.
Anti-Semitism is a cancer. It spreads when leaders stay silent. It retreats when leaders act. I call upon you to replace weakness with action, appeasement with resolve. Instead, Prime Minister, you replaced weakness with weakness and appeasement with more appeasement. Your government did nothing to stop the spread of anti-Semitism in Australia. You did nothing to curb the cancer cells that were growing inside your country. You took no action, you let the disease spread, and the result is the horrific attacks on Jews we saw today.
Netanyahu said individuals showed courage during the attack, but insisted governments must lead the response.
We saw an action of a brave man, turns out a Muslim brave man, and I salute him, that stopped one of these terrorists from killing innocent Jews. But it requires the action of your government, which you're not taking. And you have to, because history will not forgive hesitation and weakness. It will honor action and strength. That's what Israel expects of each of your governments in the West and elsewhere, because the disease spreads and it will consume you as well. But we are worrying right now about our people, our safety, and we do not remain silent. We fight those who try to annihilate us.
Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese condemned the attack, calling the violence beyond comprehension, and said every resource would be used to protect Jewish Australians. The Bondi Beach shooting is the most serious in a series of anti-Semitic attacks across Australia since the start of the Gaza war in October 2023, intensifying international scrutiny over how governments respond to rising anti-Semitism worldwide.